We offer a conglomerate of instruments forever distant from man's destruction of man or toward man, where these instruments are within you, just that you have not yet discovered them. We offer a movement translated to the universal movement of beings risen in their frequencies beyond all simple or complex selfishness. This means an eternal source of rejoicing in the pleasure of being for one another, and the living expression of coordinated movement, perfect and understood by all of you in the moment itself of this movement. The concept of wrong that so much damages and divides you, we have condensed into a frequency where it has joined with good, and both have decided to cooperate with man in his elevation as a being translated only to good or to his elevation, according to the elimination or not of his tendency to wrong. In a word, whom chooses wrong will have his place in that expression according with those that vibrate in it with him, a right for those that are in it and in it have found other expressions, in the same way as in the other binary context of good. We offer an education for your children, basically beginning before their gestation as such, knowledge of your children before they come into the world, and for them of their parents before engendering them, to know the source from whence your genes are expressed and even before. An education coming from the internal knowledge within them, waking before birth, new understanding expressions of how children work from every moment and the fusing with them in every moment. No limitation to the knowledge of the extension of a child when born into the cosmos and universes, a prenatal relationship, conceptuated in the spins of their intelligence, feeding the intelligence of their parents. Children, youth, adolescents, no longer guided so much by their parents, since they are a gene called ignorant, but should not be put within their children so as to engender new focuses and beings. Much rather children, youths and adolescents guiding their parents to counteract this ignorant, so as to build the balance lacking between you to be able to coordinate the parts better. To understand that in no way parents are superior to their children, just because they are older in age or whatever concepts you may have, but rather a recognition of their parents on behalf of the children at their precise moment, and it is when this approval shows that these children are qualified to choose their parents, after an extensive study and many things related not so much to superior genetic science, but to superior genetic spirituality.
We offer a place in Earth itself, in a dimension so separate and so joined to the one you already know, that the division doesn't exist, but whoever wants to see this division, so be it. A place where nobody suffers, nobody damages anybody, and nobody receives damage either. All have understood the basic principles of an elevated coexistence, practical, solid and evolved, which allows all to move throughout the cosmos and the universe beyond thousands of years of the speed of thought, because everything now moves in a single thought, that is the universe itself. A place where illnesses have stopped to exist for always, because they have already paid their maximum and minimum debt to humanity, where we are not around anymore, but do visit often. Have any illnesses paid their debts in all the senses here, the maximum is the minimum. They no longer have effect on the bodies or minds, because these have also paid their corresponding debts in the binary worlds. Therefore it cannot be compared with a paradise, because it goes beyond the paradise hell paradise concept. With the concept of happiness elevated to many frequencies yet ignored by human beings, because within many levels of higher manifestations, The understanding of a state of happiness can be translated into all the facts when the basic chemistry of all this has been understood. We offer you the new scientific focuses of science, understanding as new whatever you cannot understand, know or develop, commencing with levels of preparation of your minds, matter, ego and many other things but not yet found nor united within you. The problems or the word problems itself in this place no longer exist. It has transmitted to other levels of expressions. Therefore your so-called problems no longer exist here, because they have also worn out their depths at every level.
We offer the so-called problems already solved in every context where they continue to do what they do. Solved problems is part of an organization that prepares who really can assume already solved problems, since this requires a change of certain attitudes where everything is already working in the best way, and you are there elaborating your own modifications or contributions. The term to educate is in your civilization only a small part of the term altruistic collaboration of the parts, where these parts are part of another term called economy. Altruistic collaboration is a basic part of the evolution of things, since certain interests should not be touched until a certain authority has been granted you. Your children can be educated in a way different to you, where they are able to choose you as a part of their lives or as a part of their deaths, if the terms indicate dying in some way. It is here where the concept death has in this place another meaning, which obeys the terms for man's eternity, or to his mortal expression of a being binary related to the beginning of new stages. Therefore death has non-existent also. We, with so-called death, have arrived to its basis of beginnings, as well as the destruction of its structures, and death itself the initiative of its own self-destruction through diverse passages, where earth itself is a passage that in specific places, every level of entrance has been closed, because of vast knowledge in this, understanding the vastness of its expressions already well known or not. The secular's educational plans include within everything related to the known concept of death, where we have discovered that it is extremely important to have passed all of this concept to be able to generate new states within and without education.